Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. Do not forget to recommend my channel to others, and do not forget to like, to share, and to comment. My name is Mumba, and today we're just basically going to be talking about contraception. 26th September, we're commemorating World Contraception Day. And basically, this is a day when we want to create more awareness about contraceptives and family planning. So today I just want to basically look at contraceptives in relation to the young girls. I feel there's need for us to promote contraceptive use among young girls, because in this generation I think we can't run away from the fact that young girls are engaging into sexual activities, and we need to try and find a way in which we could protect their lives and help them avoid having unintended or unwanted pregnancies. So I'm just basically going to show you some of the videos that I took when I went onto the streets, just to get views from other adults on what they feel about children using contraceptives, and just basically what they understand about this particular day, the World Contraception Day. So you can just join me and listen to the views that my people have to take.
Well, I think contraceptives is about family planning. What I know, the little I know, is that there are different types of contraceptives that people use to plan their families against unwanted pregnancies. There's a condom, there are these pills, there are injections, and others. So that's all I know about contraceptives. That's the little I know. Okay. And for the contraceptive day, I think it's the day to commemorate the use of contraceptives and its importance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you comfortable to tell me if you use any contraceptive?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I used quite a few.
Okay.
I think in my youth period, I had used what they call a loop.
Okay.
And also I used some injections. There is the one they call, what is it called again? I've forgotten the name, but the one they give to breastfeeding mothers.
Okay.
The one for months.
Okay.
I used that, and I discovered that I was gaining too much weight, because I was told about the side effects.
Side effects, yeah.
So when I discovered that I was gaining a lot of weight because of the injection, I had to switch to a loop.
And how was the loop, or how is it still with the loop?
Well, with these beads and everything around the contraceptives, it was a bit uncomfortable in the beginning, but eventually I got used
to it,
and it worked well. It worked well, although after, because I was told it has no side effects and everything else, so I don't know whether it was something else or it was the contraceptives. I took a bit slow after we decided to have a child again. It took a bit of some time to conceive again. So I don't know whether it was or it was something else, I don't know. But
Great, thank you so much.
Actually, it's the first time I was hearing about it.
Okay.
The Minister of Health was on TV yesterday talking about the same day. I was actually a bit shocked and amazed and impressed at the same time that we have such a day. Why I was impressed, recently there was a report that showed that our fertility rate in the country is very high. Yes, and then some experts were saying this is a wake-up call for couples to consider taking contraceptives so that they control the number of families that they have. Because the more you have children you cannot fend for, the higher the chances of us becoming poor as a nation, because we won't have enough resources to feed a very big family. So for me, I think it's a very important day, and my personal view about contraceptives, I think they're okay. They help us plan. I think we need to plan. Look, we're a Christian nation. we know that God created the heavens and the earth. When he was creating the earth, he had to make a plan. He did just make thousands of people at the same time. There was first the man, and then there was the woman, and then there are 2 kids. So for me, I think it started from there. It's very good for planning. So I think even as men, I wouldn't mind having the planned introduction of contraceptions for men.
Yeah. Okay. So, are there any contraceptives that you know of? Not that you have seen somebody use, or that you just know about.
I don't know the name, but for
Like
me,
you can just describe them. Are they maybe pills, injections? Or,
the famous one, I think, injections. 'Cause,
Okay.
yes, growing up, some of my siblings used to mention about them, especially the injection. So yeah, growing up, I knew that there's a injective contraception.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so, so if you had daughters, would you encourage them to use contraceptives at a tender age, like maybe from 12 years?
I don't think so. I don't, for children, I don't think so. I think I would emphasize more on abstinence and not using contraceptives.
But you know, nowadays, children are engaging into sex
Yes.
at a very tender age. So, what do you think would be a better solution, if not contraceptive?
Okay, so I think I would discourage them, but I would also tell them if they are too pressed and they feel the urge to take them, I wouldn't really condemn them if I discovered that they were taking them. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
So, there are various types of contraceptive methods that people can use in order to have that child spacing in their families, or if people do not want to get pregnant, in order to plan their families and all that. So some of the contraceptive methods that people use are injections. Some people take pills. Some people use the IUD, which is the loop, and there are also condoms. So another aspect that we need to consider is that as we are trying to promote the use of contraception in the world, we also need to look at the fact that we need to find a way to educate our young girls on the importance of contraceptives. I know there are certain contraceptives that are not good, in my view, that are not good for children because of the side effects that they have. But I think we can try as much as possible to just educate them and tell them the good and the bad, and then maybe we give them a chance to choose what they want to use. So some of the contraceptives that I feel can be good for young girls are condoms, because I think condoms have don't have the major side effects, unlike the pills and the injections, which normally have some terrible effects, especially if somebody has never had a child before.
It is okay for young girls to use contraceptives because the world has changed, and we also have to change with, whatever is happening with the trends, I must say. A long time ago, I think a lot of people were actually against the idea for the young girls to use contraceptives for various reasons. But we've realized that, most of the girls actually became pregnant before they were ready to become mothers because they were not using contraceptives. And when you go to most of these health facilities, you find that most of the health workers are not friendly to the young ones. When they go to seek services, contraceptive services, they are told that, no, you're so young. But I mean, these girls are after age. They are able to conceive. I think girls should actually feel free to go to the health facilities to get several methods of contraception. Why do I say so? Any person that is above the age of 16 They should feel free to go to the health facility, get the contraceptives so that they prevent unwanted pregnancies. Gone are the days when, people should actually bar the younger girls to go to the hospital to get, different methods of contraception because, there's HIV and AIDS. So for those that cannot abstain, they are free to use condoms. And then they can also use maybe the loop. They can also use the oral contraceptives, which are readily available at the health facilities. And again, I would want to appeal to the health workers at most of these health facilities, to welcome the young girls. I think there's no law in Zambia that bars the young girls from getting contraceptives. Therefore, they should be allowed to get the contraceptives. They should not be intimidated. I've had actually an opportunity to talk to some of the girls, especially those that actually became pregnant, not because they wanted to, because they were not using any contraceptives. And they told me that, they really wanted to prevent these unwanted pregnancies, but they were not welcomed at the health facility. And that's why they just did what they did and unfortunately became pregnant. So, to prevent unwanted pregnancies, to prevent all these diseases, including HIV and AIDS, we have to allow these young girls to go to the hospital and seek further counseling with regard to their health.
Statistically, 218 million women in lower and middle income countries would love to avoid having pregnancies, but there's this unmet need for modern contraception. Therefore, you find that 37% of pregnancies among adolescents and 27% of pregnancies among young women are unintended pregnancies. I'm just shocked that when I was trying to look around, I noticed that it's discovered surprisingly to me that a number of women, especially in Zambia, use more of female condoms. I thought a lot of people actually use more male condoms, but anyway, those are just some of the birth control practices that we have in Africa. And I think currently we have most people going for the pills, and in sub-Saharan Africa we have more of them using the injectables. But I think now we also have a lot of women that are going for the IUD, which I think is a good thing, and we are almost getting somewhere where we need to be. We just need to ensure that we work on trying to raise this awareness on contraceptives so that a lot of people are aware, and we try as much as, when a lot of people are using contraceptives, I think it kind of contributes to reducing on issues of unsafe abortions and teenage pregnancies, because then if, for instance, we teach the young girls what they can do to help prevent them from having unwanted pregnancies, then it's going to have a better effect on their lives. And then also I also feel it would be good for young girls to know about contraceptives at an early age, because it will give them a wider scope to have to make a better decision when they want to engage into sexual activities. But otherwise, my best and biggest suggestion and advice to the young girls is to try as much as possible to abstain from engaging into sexual activities. But as and when you feel you cannot abstain, and then I will recommend that you can choose a particular contraceptive that you feel is good for you. But well, from my personal point of view, I feel maybe young girls should try to avoid the pills and the injectables, because I think they have these side effects which I feel I think are not so appropriate for them. But for now, they can go for methods like condoms. Yeah, I think condoms are actually the best for young kids, in my opinion. Yeah.